Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and on today's video I'll be predicting the 2021 MLB Playoffs. Watch until the end to find out. If you're new, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on that notification bell to be notified on new videos in the future. Let's get this video started. So we will be going round by round, so let's start in the American League. The wildcard rounds. The Tampa Bay Rays versus the Chicago White Sox. These two teams have met each other once in the playoffs in their history. The only time these two teams have faced each other was back in 2008 ALDS. The Tampa Bay Rays won that series in 4 games. The Tampa Bay Rays have made the playoffs for 2 straight seasons in a row. Last season in the playoffs, they made it to the World Series against the Los Angeles Dodgers, and unfortunately they lost that series in 6 games. That's the second time in franchise history that they have gone to the World Series, and they have lost both of those appearances. The Chicago White Sox have made the playoffs last season for the first time since the 2008 season. In their franchise history, the Chicago White Sox haven't ever made the playoffs in back-to-back seasons in their history. Last season in the playoffs, they lost against the Oakland Athletics in 3 games. So my prediction is the Chicago White Sox will win this game. The New York Mets versus the San Diego Padres. The New York Mets and the San Diego Padres have never faced each other in the playoffs in their history. The New York Mets haven't made the playoffs since the 2016 season. In their last playoff appearance that came in the 2016 National League wildcard game, they played against the San Francisco Giants. Since their last playoff appearance, they had one winning season since, and that season was back in 2019. The San Diego Padres made the playoffs for the first time since the 2006 season. They haven't made the playoffs in back-to-back seasons since the 2005-2006 seasons. Last season in the playoffs, they made it to the NLDS against the Los Angeles Dodgers, and unfortunately they got swept in that series in 3 games. So my prediction is that the San Diego Padres will win this game. Now let's go on to the Division Series rounds. The Chicago White Sox versus the New York Yankees. The Chicago White Sox and the New York Yankees have never faced each other in the playoffs in their history. The Chicago White Sox franchise has been around since 1901. In their franchise history, they have made 6 World Series appearances and winning 3 of those. The New York Yankees have made the playoffs for 4 consecutive seasons in a row. Since the 1995 season, the New York Yankees have made the playoffs 22 times out of the last 26 seasons and making 7 World Series appearances in that time. Last season in the playoffs, the Yankees lost in the ALDS against the Tampa Bay Rays in 5 games. This series could be the best American League series in the playoffs this year, and either team could make a World Series appearance this season. This is a really tough decision, but my pick is that the New York Yankees will win this series in 5 games. The Oakland Athletics versus the Minnesota Twins. These two teams have faced each other in the playoffs 2 times in their history, with both teams winning 1 series each in this series history. The last playoff series between these two teams was back in 2006 ALDS. The Oakland Athletics swept that series in 3 games. The Oakland Athletics have made the playoffs for 3 straight seasons in a row and won the division title for the first time since the 2013 campaign. They haven't made the playoffs for 4 consecutive seasons in a row since the 2000 through 2003 seasons. Last season in the playoffs, they made it to the ALDS against the Houston Astros, and unfortunately they lost that series in 4 games. The Minnesota Twins have won the AL Central Division title for 2 consecutive seasons in a row and have made the playoffs in 3 out of the last 4 seasons. The Twins haven't won a single playoff game since the 2004 ALDS against the New York Yankees, and their last playoff series win was back in the 2002 season when they played against the Oakland Athletics. Last season in the playoffs, they got swept against the Houston Astros in 2 games. So my prediction is that the Minnesota Twins will win this series in 5 games. The San Diego Padres versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. These two teams have met each other once in the playoffs in their history. The only playoff series between these two teams was back in the 2020 NLDS. The Los Angeles Dodgers swept that series in 3 games. The San Diego Padres have made the playoffs last year for the first time since the 2006 season. In the Padres' franchise history, they have only made the playoffs back-to-back seasons in a row once, and that was back in the 2005 to 2006 seasons. The last division title was back in the 2006 season, and they have only made the playoffs 6 times in their history. Last season in the playoffs, they made it to the NLDS against Los Angeles Dodgers, and unfortunately they got swept in that series in 3 games. Last season, the Los Angeles Dodgers won the World Series title against the Tampa Bay Rays in 6 games. That was their 7th World Series title in franchise history. The Dodgers have won the NL West title for 8 straight seasons in a row. This series will be like a World Series matchup between these two teams. This will be a really great series, and I have the Los Angeles Dodgers winning this series in 5 games. The St. Louis Cardinals versus the Atlanta Braves. These two teams have met each other 5 times in the playoffs in their history, with the St. Louis Cardinals winning 4 out of the 5 playoff series in the series history. The last playoff series between these two teams was back in the 2019 NLDS. The St. Louis Cardinals won that series in 5 games. The St. Louis Cardinals have made the playoffs for 2 straight seasons in a row after missing the playoffs the previous 3 seasons in a row from 2016 to 2018. Since the 2000 season, the St. Louis Cardinals have made the playoffs 14 times out of the last 21 seasons and making 4 World Series appearances in that time. Last season in the playoffs, the St. Louis Cardinals lost against the San Diego Padres in 3 games. The Atlanta Braves have won the NL East Division title for the last 3 seasons in a row. They haven't made the playoffs more than 3 times in a row since the 1995 through the 2005 seasons. Last season in the playoffs, they made it to the NLCS against the Los Angeles Dodgers, and unfortunately they lost that series in 7 games. So I have the Atlanta Braves winning this series in 5 games. Now let's go to the championship series rounds. The Minnesota Twins versus the New York Yankees. These two teams have met each other in the playoffs 6 times in their history. In those 6 playoff series between these two teams, the Yankees have won 16 games and the Twins have won 2 games. But overall, the New York Yankees have won all series rounds in this series history. The last playoff series between these two teams was back in the 2019 ALDS, and the New York Yankees swept that series in 3 games. So I have the New York Yankees winning this series in 5 games. The Atlanta Braves versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. These two teams have met each other 4 times in the playoffs in their history. In those 4 playoff series between these two teams, the Dodgers have won 10 games and the Braves have won 8 games. But overall, the Los Angeles Dodgers have won 3 out of the 4 series rounds in this series history. The last playoff series between these two teams was back in the 2020 NLCS, and the Los Angeles Dodgers won that series in 7 games. The Braves had a 3-1 series lead at one point, and the Dodgers won the final 3 games in that series. So I have the Los Angeles Dodgers winning this series in 6 games. In the 2021 World Series, I have the New York Yankees versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Los Angeles Dodgers and the New York Yankees have faced each other 11 times in the World Series in their history. In those 11 World Series matchups between these two teams, the Yankees have won 37 games and the Dodgers have won 29 games. But overall, the New York Yankees have won 8 out of 11 World Series matchups. The New York Yankees haven't made a World Series appearance since the 2009 season and will be looking for their 28th World Series title in franchise history. The Los Angeles Dodgers won the 2020 World Series title last year and will be looking for their 8th World Series title this season and their 2nd World Series title in a row. This will be a great World Series matchup this year and will be the first matchup between these two teams since the 1981 World Series. So I have the Los Angeles Dodgers winning the 2021 World Series in 6 games. So those are my MLB Playoff Predictions. Who do you think will win the World Series this year? Join me in the comment section down below and tell me what you guys think. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure you hit that notification bell to be notified of all new videos in the future. Please share this video with friends and family. My name is Nathan. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to just keep loving sports, and I'll see you next time.